Hey everybody, I am so excited about our sponsor for this month, the Experience Live with Russ and Scott. It's the Gillot Home Team and Laura Gillot. How are you doing, Laura?
I'm doing wonderful.
That is so awesome. You know, the Gillot Home Team is doing so much in real estate. Give us a snapshot of what you're up to.
Awesome. Well, last year we were able to help 551 families either buy or sell real estate. We love our community. We love our clients. Our mission is to deliver the keys to home ownership through stellar customer service, integrity, and joy. And we're looking to help even more folks this year.
That is so awesome. You know, if you want a team that is there for you, is the Gillot Home Team and Laura Gillot. And thanks so much, Laura, for your sponsorship. Good morning. Woohoo! It's Wednesday again and time for the Experience Live with Russ and Scott. Let's do it.
I love it. It seems like we do this every week. So that's a good habit.
Deja vu. It seems really familiar. Yeah, you know, this
all over again.
I tell you, yeah, you know, in the last couple of weeks and going into this week, it seems like I've been doing this every morning, and that's probably because I have. So yesterday actually was a great day. I was down in Corvallis, close to you, Scott.
Oh, yeah.
Doing a special episode of Marketing with Russ, and I had some great guests talking about just really human-to-human connection. So it was good. So yeah, I'm all ready to go today, though, because we have outstanding guests, and we are internationally represented, right?
Yep. And this is also an important episode of the Experience because this is the first one that's going out on LinkedIn Live.
That's right. And I was thinking during the introduction, I've got to make sure and put that on there because we are now on Facebook, LinkedIn Live, and YouTube. So very exciting. Yeah, I'm can't tell you how excited I was last Friday when I got my approval email for that.
Oh, I know. And you told me right away. That was pretty exciting. And we made the switch over. So now we're broadcasting on LinkedIn Live. Now that the LinkedIn High Command has deemed it worthy.
The High Command has given us. Yeah. So I'm excited about that. I really am. So what are you up to this morning, Scott? I got any big news for this Wednesday?
Well, let's see. So what's going to be a lot of fun is at 11 a.m. Pacific. So what's that, 2 p.m.? 2 p.m. on the Eastern
Yeah.
I am doing my author interview over on Amazon. So you can go to motivationallistener.live and watch my interview with Colm O'Brien. And we'll be talking about his book, Feeding Johnny. And so that's going to be a lot of fun today.
I was just looking at that book because I have it on my nightstand last night and reading a little bit of it in preparation because I've been reading his book, and very excited. I'm going to take that in on the move today because I will be actually going to work with a client on a workshop for lunch. So on the way to that, I will tune in.
And what's that workshop?
It's my Purpose to Profit workshop. And so I'm going to be doing that today with a client, and that's going to be great. It's just a lunch workshop, but it'll be a lot of fun. And we're going to discuss purpose. I think that's important, don't you?
Well, I tell you, if you don't have purpose, it's, they say we were designed to need purpose. You know, we have to have something that drives us forward.
Yep,
And
we
so,
do. It's so true. You know, and when I talked with our first guest, Stephen McDonnell, for the first time, he gave me some great, we think a lot alike, but he had so much wisdom that I learned from when it comes to purpose, and when it comes to really, he and I were talking about time management and better ways that I could utilize my time. So he was very helpful to me. So I'm going to just bring Stephen in because it's
let's
time to
do
get
it.
rolling.
Let's get going.
All right. There he is.
Hey guys, how are you getting on?
Good. From
Life
across
is
the
good.
pond, in comes Stephen.
Greetings from wee old Ireland.
Well, it's so great to have you here today, Stephen. It really is. And we appreciate you taking time to chat with us today. You know, we know so much about you, but why don't you tell our listeners and our viewers a little bit about Stephen and what you're up to?
Cool. Yeah, I appreciate that. I suppose first off, congratulations on LinkedIn Live. It's great to be here to share that with you. Well, awesome. Yeah, I'm Stephen McDonnell. My company is called Timesworth. And I'm a leadership and executive coach. And one of you talked about purpose earlier on. My driving purpose is to give people the opportunity to figure out what they can do and then identify the steps to make that happen. That's as clean as I can make it.
Well, that is, man, you were right to the point. That was awesome. Yeah. And I
give
agree
Russ
with you.
time to drink. He's got
Sorry about that. I suppose that's my engineering background as well. It's a bit of a lean approach of let's get to the point, make it happen.
Yeah, you know, I agree with you so much. Tell us a little bit about how long you've been coaching, you know, where you came from. Have you lived in Ireland your whole life? And just a little bit about you.
Yeah, I suppose coaching, I've been doing it professionally since 2018. And I've been doing it as part of a management role within a large car importer with a large team, probably from 2008 onwards. My background is quite varied and diverse, is the way I describe it to many people. Like I spent 9 years with the Irish Defence Forces, qualified there as a mechanic, which was a fantastic experience. Learned how to learn and unlearn, which is a key skill that people are really getting into these days. And I suppose with everything going on in the world, I got a great education. I spent a year of that in Lebanon, in South Lebanon, doing peacekeeping there with the United Nations, which was fantastic. Learned a lot about what is really important about life. And I suppose that's tied me into looking at values, looking at purpose, looking at driving change and being an instrument of the change that you want to see in the world. Like Gandhi says, don't look at change, be the change. So yeah, my bag is continuous education. It's continuous learning. It's continuous development, and I use that and I share that as much as possible. And I'm a firm believer, because I've learned from so many wise and wonderful people, that knowledge should not be hoarded. Knowledge should be shared.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting when you're talking about peacekeeping. And my experience is that people who go through that type of experience, there's kind of one of two ways that you come out of that. You either kind of go crazy, or you end up having a deep appreciation of life. And this is what I really get from you is that you really have that deep appreciation.
I'd say there's a couple of people that are tuning in that might say there's a bit crazy in there as well. Yeah, no, and it's actually a good observation, Scott. Like the great thing, and the one thing that I really, and I suppose you have to have within the job and work that I do, is you have to believe in people. Like and I had this conversation with somebody last week, and it's even the wording and the language that we use, the habits of that language. And I hear so many people saying, I help people. And I kind of go, well, if you help people, looking at somebody from an injured perspective, so they don't really need help. I provide opportunity for people to be, and I find it's a much more empowering position to hold, both for myself in the role that I'm doing, but also for people I'm working with. Yeah,
you know, I think that you do you joke about being a little crazy, but you're fun crazy. That's okay, because we like a little bit of that. And yeah, I just appreciate your approach to all that you're doing. And obviously, we're on the same team here as far as purpose and really valuing life. And you and I had a really great chat about time. And, I love the quote, and it's in my book, Time is Non-Refundable, because you get out there and you've got to make the most of what you're given, because, you don't get a do-over. And so I think every moment is so important. And you had given me, actually, I'll tell you a couple suggestions that I implemented right off the bat on my time, because it really made me think about how I was partitioning my time and becoming a little bit less scattered. I'm the kind of person, like we talked about, that likes to jump in and do everything, and you just can't do that. And you got to be real careful about your time. So talk a little bit about that, about your time management and how you teach people.
Yeah, I suppose the approach that I take is recognizing that to get good at managing or using your time in an effective way, you have to remember that this thing in here, the gray thing inside us that controls us from time to time, when you say time management, it goes, sorry, I can't do that, because you can't manage time, and it knows you can't manage time, because a second is a second, a minute's a minute, an hour is an hour. But what we can do is say, okay, I want to manage how I use my time effectively.
Right.
This thing in here goes, I can work with you. Let's do that. And from that approach, I would take a kind of a time boxing approach is the way it's been phrased at the moment, where find out where your energy is strong and do your tough tasks then. Mm-hmm. Find out when your energy is waning during the day. And we all go through biorhythms as well during the day. And when your energy is waning, when you do your admin, that's when you do the stuff that's of no value. And what I encourage clients to do is break your time into 3 areas. You've gold time, silver time, and bronze time. And the reason why I use that is a very good image that we have of ourselves that are all valuable, but some are more valuable than others. There's a hierarchy. So for me, bronze time would be low energy time. It's kind of neutral value, and you don't know if it's going to be a benefit. So that could be quite open. It would be admin time. It could be checking and researching certain things. Then I have silver time, which is above that. That's where your energy is okay. It's not top end, but it's okay. It's quite good there. And you're engaging in tasks and activities that have possible value and possible benefit in the future. And a great one to show there is project activity of getting things done, but also networking falls into this space as well, where it may be of value in the future, but we're not too sure just yet. So it's of high value. Those human connections are really important. And then the top end for me, the gold time, is when I have high energy. And it's doing projects and tasks that are high value. And this is project critical time. And this is time that you spend on elements that you're investing that you're getting back on. And doing that, having those kind of three identities on it, allows us to kind of break down, because I find a lot of time management techniques or time use techniques have a lot of different criteria, the likes of must do, should do, nice do, delegate. That's great, but just break it down to 3. Because I'm a simple human being and I just like 3. 2 gives me a dilemma because I want both, but 3 gives me a real choice.
I like that. I like the way that you've broken that down, and I think of it is when you're setting out your schedule, I like to create kind of the ideal week. And what do I do on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and so forth? So like Monday, I generally set that for meetings, because when you're going from meeting to meeting, it's kind of hard to reset and then really focus on those things that take deep concentration, that deep thought, something where you want to spend 2, 3, 4 hours or more and really focus in on it. And I would kind of classify that as the gold time for me, but I love the 3.
Yeah, it was really, Stephen, it blessed me. I mean, it was something that really got me thinking and looking at my time. And speaking of blessings, I'm going to bring in our next guest, Miriam Haugen, who is such a blessing to me and to all those that hear her. Hello, Miriam.
Hello.
So besides being an outstanding photographer, and she did all my personal branding photography that I use, she's embarking in some new areas right now. So Miriam, tell us a little bit about your day job and what you're embarking on now.
Well, I have been a portrait photographer, a stills photographer for over 40 years, and my husband and I have made our living from in the creative field for a long time, which is quite an accomplishment in this day and age with the digital revolution, and everybody's a photographer, but we still have managed to make it happen. But meanwhile, in recent years, my husband has become an expert in Adobe's Premiere Pro. And so we have embarked on a new business called Creativity Hive, and we help budding videographers achieve massive editing skills through Premiere Pro and Adobe's After Effects. And we are in partnership with Mo Mullah, who is from South Adventure, and it's really, really fun.
Yeah, I like the fact that you're willing to try new things and grow into areas that really are, a passion for you guys. And you have been getting into live video, and this is new for you. And you and I have lots of talks about that. In fact, Miriam, the other day, actually, I was blessed last week. I got to see you in person and Scott in person, both in 1 week. That was amazing, because now I know.
Isn't it wonderful?
This is basically it. So yeah, it was really nice. So, I think that with the Adobe, now that is really centered in on more professionals, but they're also coming out with some software that's a little easier for those that don't know as much, right?
Yeah, there's Adobe Rush, which is you can edit on your phone, and so we're going to concentrate in the beginning on the Premiere Pro, which is where our strength really lies. But yes, we're also looking at. I think that Adobe Rush would be great for entrepreneurs who want to just add do some creative things in with video.
So I know that Scott could use some personal branding photography. So
Yeah.
we could send you over to his place. And I think Stephen would love to fly over to Ireland to take some good shots.
I'd love to do that. That would be great. Yes, I was noticing, Scott, that your headshot, could be improved.
That's the problem when you deal with the professionals. And you have those opportunities to find improvements. But that's that's what I love about where we're at today is that although we could be thousands of miles apart, I can still get the benefit of being able to work with you, Stephen, or you, Miriam. And even though maybe Miriam couldn't physically come and take photographs, I know you're doing some things to be able to help people improve all of their work, as you said, the video and photography. And I think there's more to it than that as well.
Well, Miriam, I know that we've been talking about you're learning how to adjust your time and how to best utilize all that you're doing because you have more than one thing going on. Stephen, what do you tell new business people when they're embarking on new things besides the gold, silver, bronze, which are some helps with really allocating your time? Because I could probably use this too. So go ahead.
Yeah, I suppose there's kind of two tools that I would use. The first is a 7x7 matrix. So you have 7 days and break it into 2-hour slots. And the great thing about that, it actually gives you a chance to actually block in what you're going to be doing in those blocks in big chunks. It's a bit like the rough diamonds. They're not honed in yet, but you have a good idea what you're going to do. And then within those blocks, one of the tools that I'm a huge fan of, absolutely huge fan of, if it's used effectively, it's extremely powerful. It's called Pomodoro. You might have heard of it. It's based, I think it was Francis Cirilla in the 80s in New York introduced it. And it's on the basis that you do 25 minutes of work, then a break for 5 minutes, then 25 minutes of work, a break for 5 minutes, 25 minutes of work, and a break for 15 minutes. And that's a 1 hour, 40-minute block. And do that 4 times a day, you'll actually get 5.5 hours of focused work done. And the really interesting part, and I've figured out through research and through experience as well, the important part is not the 25 minutes of work. The really important part is the 5-minute break.
Interesting. Yeah.
The 5-minute break is the habit you want to build. You're now building a positive habit that is nice, it's enjoyable. If you think of all the bad habits, they have immediate feedback. But the good habits, going to the gym, losing a bit of weight maybe, they take months to deliver. So if we can actually have habits and build habits that have immediate feedback, the likes of a 5-minute break, then our brain gets trained to go, to get a 5-minute break, I'm going to do 25 minutes of work. So you're not focusing on the work, the hard part. You're focusing on the break. That is something that it's been a real revelation to me, reading through research on it, testing it. And I've used it and I've introduced a lot of clients and friends, and that's a really secret sauce. And a break doesn't mean going off and eating a cookie or whatever. It can actually go up, just getting out, go for a walk, go into air if you're in the office. It could be going on social media if you want to, but something that you enjoy, that the dopamine is going to kick off in your body. You're going to get that positive feeling, and the brain goes, I like this. I want more of it. How do I get more of it? I'll get more of it by doing 25 minutes of work. Right, let's get into that now because I want more of that. That, my friend, is something that's really, really powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't have thought that focusing on the if you will, the downtime is what's important, but because it just seems counterintuitive, but I can see where that's the part that's hard. It's easy to focus on the work, and it's really hard to focus on the not work.
Yeah.
Because again, when you think about it, most of us want these techniques to get the work done, so we focus on where's the work.
Yep. Well, and we tend to overdo things. If you don't give yourself a little break, you're not as productive. I find that if I get out and take a little walk and then come back in, I'm way more focused. And Miriam, you and I have talked about that a little bit. You have so many things going on. How do you keep everything you're doing straight right now? What are you doing to help?
It's tough. And I think for me, I've always loved my work. And so that's, many of the tasks that I end up doing in a workday are things that I love doing. I think my biggest challenge is facing the tasks that I don't really like to do so much. and how do I say, but this is really important. This fun editing photographs or, what I need to go on social media, obviously to reach out to people, and that's fun. But then I tend to put off certain other tasks and trying to make sure that those, I guess, what did you call them? What category would those unpleasant tasks be in?
They would probably go into the bronze.
Okay.
But if it's paying taxes, it could be in the gold. It depends on what's going on. But it like something to think about is even putting a block of 20-25 minutes ahead of the tasks the jobs you enjoy, just to get stuff done, knowing that. And I use this, like it's a little straight timer, and set the timer 25 minutes and let's go. And you'd be surprised what you'll actually manage to achieve.
That's interesting you bring that up, Stephen, because I have gone to that where I actually set a timer on tasks that I'm doing because it drives me and it makes me really push through that time because I know I only have this much time to get the task done and then I'm moving on. And I really try to do that too with the ends of my day. I try to make sure, and sometimes I'm good, sometimes I'm not so good, really cutting things off, spending family time, doing the things that I really want to do for my life, my real true purpose, being with my beautiful wife and family. So, hey, believe it or not, oh my goodness, we're already winding down, but I want to give you guys time for have a last comment. What do you want to leave everybody with, and tell us how to get in touch with you? So Miriam, let's go with you first.
Okay, so you can get in touch with me. I'm on LinkedIn, just Miriam Haugen. You can go for Creativity Hive. We have Creativity Hive on Facebook and LinkedIn and and Twitter, and gosh, those are the main places actually right now. YouTube. And today we have a show. We are interviewing interesting people from around the world in the video, working in video in various ways. Last week we interviewed a gentleman from Budapest, Hungary. That was really fun, who is an up and coming videographer slash post-processing person. Today we're interviewing Ryan Cackley from Oregon, who uses video for in his marketing business. So that'll be interesting. And we'll be live.
Creative. That'll be fun. That'll be fun. Yeah.
Yeah. It's really, it really is fun to connect with all of these people from around the world. So that's happening at 11 a.m.
Perfect. You know, and Ryan is a great guy, somebody I've been friends with for years and been able to work with. So that'll be really good. So Stephen, last words and how to get in touch with you.
Yeah, I suppose when you've done looking up creativity, I've replaced that with Timesworth. I'm on all the same places as well. So again, it's the website timesworth.ie, LinkedIn, Steve McDonnell, and on Twitter, which I'm quite active on, is Timesworth. And again, like, it's reach out. I'm available. I'm there. I post content. I post basically elements that I think people will get a value out of. And I suppose if I could, the last word is, if you want to get something done, write it down. Because then it's a memory, not a thought. And a memory has real power. Yeah,
that's good. That's really good. Well, listen, on that wonderful last word, I want to thank you both so much for coming in today and spending time with Scott and I. We appreciate you. We are just blessed with wonderful friends and guests every week. So thanks so much for coming in. We're going to send you off to the green room and hang tight. We'll be with you in just a minute. Okay. Thanks, guys.
Excellent, guys. Good to talk to you again.
We'll see you guys. Thank you so much.
Well,
the time always goes fast, but fortunately we'll manage time better now, and we're going to look good doing it. Thank you to Stephen and Miriam. But Russ, you've been really good about the way that you've managed your time. And I know that one of the important things to do is when you're setting that focus time is to turn off your phone and the notifications, because the research says that it takes twice as long to recover from an interruption as the interruption itself. So if you have a 15-second interruption checking your phone for those dinging bells and stuff, that's a total of 45 seconds, and you're never going to get that back.
No. And, you know, like I said, time is non-refundable. So you need to be very intentional about how you spend it. And what I like to focus on and what I encourage people is to take a look at the good things that you're doing in life. Focus on the positive areas that you're really managing your time well and being really productive, and duplicate those. So take a look at what you're doing good, duplicate that. And that's exactly what I do. I took a look at my best time in the morning, and then I duplicate that. And then I listen to people like Stephen, who tells me to quit putting my bronze time in the gold time. And so I switched it around. So
I think that's a really important concept that people want to apply. I certainly want to. I was just looking at my calendar for this coming week and kind of thinking, all right, so what might I want to do different? So what have you got going on this week? Speaking of time.
Well, I'm super excited about the workshop today, getting ready to put that workshop online, actually in a 5-module online course, The Purpose to Profit. So super excited about that. And my workbook for Befuddled, Live the Life You Choose releases this week in ebook form on Amazon. So super excited about that. So going to move forward with that. How about you, Scott?
Yeah. So as I mentioned, I've got the author interview with Colm O'Brien this morning at 11 a.m. Pacific on Amazon Live. So motivationallistener.live, and you can tune in. That's going to be a lot of fun. And then tomorrow at also at 11 a.m. Pacific, it's the Business Builder Throwdown that I moderate with Holly Jackson and Matt Rouse. And in fact, are you ready to rumble? Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's so good. Well, you know, I hear in your author thing, you had some incredible author last week wrote some book called Befuddled, Live the Life You Choose on your opening show. So,
Yeah, that was a lot of fun, Russ.
Yeah,
I
it
just,
was.
your book has helped so many people. And, if we can help get that into the hands of more people and improve their lives, I mean, that's what it comes about. It's a lot of people do end up in lives that they didn't choose.
Right.
And to be intentional about that, because as you said, there is no reset button.
That's right. That's right. And we've got to live the life we choose, because we can all do it, and you can do it. And we appreciate you today for watching. We're going to wrap this thing up. And again, thanks so much to Miriam and to Stephen for coming in today. What a great, great time. And until we see you next Wednesday, 7 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, we'll be here again. Have a great day and a great life. We'll see you.
This is your gold time.